Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have an interesting video, and this is gonna be a video about the Laura Mercier powders because I recently received the talc-free blur version of the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which you guys know is my everyday favorite. I use it on clients, I use it on myself on an everyday basis. If you have watched my empties videos, you have seen it empty many times, and it was the first high-end powder that I used ever. And then I also have the translucent loose setting powder tone up, which is the rose one. Since I haven't had the chance to purchase the cherry blossom powder from Huda Beauty, I can't compare it to that, but I wanted to give you an overall view of every single powder of Laura Mercier that I own, which ones I prefer, and for what I use each powder. Okay, so I have here the Laura Mercier website on my phone opened up so that I can talk to you guys about the prices and then also about each of the powders, but I also have them, so I will be showing them to you so that you can see them on camera. For the translucent loose setting powder, I have mine in the shade translucent, and I have this limited edition packaging. This is actually still available at the Laura Mercier website, and they have currently a friends and family sale of 20% off, so you can get it, and this is a great value for sure, you guys. With a puff, $49, and with 20% off, that would be a good deal. This is my favorite powder, and this is the last one that I have, and I've had backup powders of the translucent Laura Mercier powder for ages, and I keep finishing them up, so I run out of them. This powder is the only one that for my combination to oily skin. I live in a really humid weather, and then I also get really oily on my T-zone, my nose. You can fry an egg on it. That's how oily it gets. It will break up any makeup, and this is the powder that works better with it, that doesn't change the color of my foundation. The only other powder that can compare to this one in the longevity of my makeup, it's the Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced, but that one changes the color of my foundation, so I actually prefer this one over any other powder. The other one that I love a lot is also the Huda Beauty powder, the Bake powder, but that one has a strong scent. So I wouldn't use it for every day. I use it for clients, and I use it sometimes on myself, but I prefer the translucent powder by Laura Mercier. So this is my #1 powder in my collection, and since it's a bestseller, I guess, they have been coming up with different versions of it for about 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken. This powder actually comes in translucent honey, and also the translucent medium deep. The latest release that they have from this powder is the honey version that they released actually during the pandemic. This powder, the honey powder, is my most used powder in my makeup artistry kit because of the skin tone of my clients, and it's a beautiful powder for olive skin tones. This one overall, I've used it for every skin tone, or I used it for every skin tone before they released the other two shades, and it would work just fine. It wouldn't matter if the clients were a deeper skin tone or only a medium tan skin tone. The translucent loose setting powder says here that the original has a 16-hour wear that blurs skin and has a soft matte finish. In my opinion, the finish is mostly matte. It's not a soft matte, but it's not drying unless you have really dry skin, and if you have really dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this unless you go with a really light hand. I would choose a powder like the Hourglass translucent powder. This right here is the shade Translucent Honey, and it's a beautiful yellow tone. If I apply this to my skin, it will darken my foundation too much, and then it will change the color of my foundation, but it works on medium skins beautifully, and even on dark skins. I've seen videos. And then this one, which is my least used, because when I was living in the US, I would do more dark skin clients, but here I don't. Most of my clients are not even light, they're a medium skin tone. This is the medium deep, and from time to time I will use this to bronze a client's face, to just set the bronzer up. It's beautiful, the tone is amazing, and I find that all three shades work the same when it comes to longevity. Keep in mind, you guys, it doesn't matter if I'm using my favorite powders, I will still get my oils to pick through, but if I bake, it will last longer. I can't say that any powder will hold my oils for 24 hours or 16 hours. I know the claims. None of these powders will hold my oils for that long, even if they keep my makeup mostly intact throughout the day. The translucent powder has a price point of $40, and this price came up recently because you guys know inflation and everything. Then the next powder release that they did, I remember that they did it with Makeup by Mario. It's 30% off on their website, and it's a translucent glow. That one I actually had two, and I gave them away, and I kept a small sample that I got when I did a Sephora purchase because I wasn't using it that much. And it's this one right here. This one is basically, in my opinion, a highlighter. You could use it to buff your face, but I wouldn't use it for that. I don't like the tone as much as the light catcher, which is one of the latest releases that they have that I will talk about soon. So I have this little sample size of it. I gave the translucent glow, one of them, to my mom, and she uses it from time to time as an all over powder because I love for her skin to look more glowy. She has mature skin, but this is not one that I would recommend, and I think they're just discontinuing it. The translucent glow powder came in two shades, the translucent color and then the translucent medium deep. It never came up in the honey shade because I think they started to discontinue it back then. It's right now, like I said, 30% off, and it's $39, so this one never went up. It says here that this one, it's add a warm glow with 12-hour wear. And for me, glowy powders do not make my makeup last longer. I never tried these as an all-over powder, but highlighters never budge because I only apply it right here, and I have normal skin on my cheeks. I only have oils on my T-zone, but if I would apply this on my nose, I would be oily within 30 minutes. I didn't mention this, but these powders come in a mini size as well, in a travel size. So you can purchase the translucent glow and the translucent original in a mini size, and the cost is $24 per mini. One of their best-selling powders, and one that I wanted for a long time, and then I purchased it, and then I got one from PR, is the Secret Brightening Powder for under the eyes. And this one I saw Sasan. She was one of my favorite beauty YouTubers, but now she's more into family things and more blogging. But she would use this every day, and then I didn't love it. I purchased it and fell out of love with it right away because I felt like it was a white cast waiting to happen. I'm wearing it today underneath another one that I'm gonna be talking about, and I like it more right now. I don't know if I wasn't doing my makeup the same way. I used to be more heavy with my makeup. Even though you see my makeup a full coverage look, I wear way less foundation and concealer than I used to a year and more years ago. So this one, I will try it out to see if I change my mind about it. But it used to be a white cast waiting to happen, and I know that they have it now in another shade, which is wonderful because I wouldn't think that medium and deep skin tones could use this to brighten. They would look just ashy. This only comes in one size, and it's a 4-gram powder, and this is $30. So this is actually more pricey than the regular translucent, and it comes in the size of the mini translucent powder. So you get quite a bit of powder if you only use it for under your eyes, but if you fall in love with this powder and want to use it all over your face, this is a pricey one. So this one I wouldn't quite recommend it yet. I will keep using it and using it and using it because I've been just trying them on for this video, but this one I only retried it today. I even tried to make a pink one with a pink powder that I have from Bobbi Brown, that it's an oldie, a while back, and I wasn't in love with it because it would make my under eyes too pink. Since that became now a trend, I've been just wanting to go into pink powder and checking out other pink powders that are sold out there, like the Ben Nye Pretty Pink, which I used to have and didn't use because it was too pink. So a few powders I've been just looking at and seeing if I can try them to brighten or to do viral looks. Even though I have two, one that it's meshed with a pink powder and then the regular one that was basically unused, I wasn't using this powder at all because I didn't want my under eyes to look too white and to have like a white cast. Maybe I used to bake with it, and I used to bake with every single powder. Today I applied it with the airbrush brush by Wayne Goss. I don't look like I have any white cast under my eyes. I just look brightened and awake. So I will keep you updated on the powder, but you can see that it's a completely white powder. It's super finely milled. You can feel it on your hands, but it feels like the kind of powder that, like the Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder that will fill out your pores. It basically did that on my under eyes. It made them look more brightened and awake, and it smoothed out the lines under my eyes. Now for the light catcher powder, it says it's a powder for a light creating luminous look for up to 12-hour wear. This one comes in 3 shades: Celestial Light, Honey Star, and Cosmic Rose. I can find that I can wear them all, but I wear them for different things. This powder is $40. It doesn't come in a mini, which I said in my initial review that it should have come in a mini because you won't be using that much of it. The caps of it are metallic, so you can see them right here. I don't have here Cosmic Rose. Let me go and bring it to you guys. But the shade Celestial Light, for example, this one I use as a highlighter, and it's really beautiful as a highlighter. It's one of those highlighters that it can be built up, but it can also be really blinding highlighter on my skin. It's not my favorite shade of highlighter because it's really light and I prefer a more subtle highlighter. So if I want to use it, I have to not build it that much. It has hints of shimmer, but I actually like the way this looks on the skin. It's not a chunky shimmer, it's a really small shimmer, and it brings light back to the face. Then the one that I'm wearing today all over my face to buff, and this is the way that if you guys like Laura Mercier powders, you can use this to buff your face as if you were using the Hourglass powders. I'm not saying that this will replace my Radiant Light because that's my favorite buffing powder, but I can use it instead of that and it will give me a beautiful finish to my skin. So I'm using Honey Star, which is deeper and it looks deeper on the pot, but it actually, if you use a dual fiber brush, it will not make your skin darker. So I have it right here and it looks like a gold, but if I grab only the smallest amount that I have in the cap when I open it, I can buff my skin with it. And that actually makes a lot of sense because Radiant Light, it used to be the darkest shade in the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, and Radiant Light is my favorite shade to buff my makeup. Not diffuse light, not ethereal light, not dim light, but Radiant Light. So this color makes my makeup actually like settle and look more beautiful. So you would have to find the right shade for you, but if you grab the tiniest amount and a dual fiber brush, this is the perfect type of powder to buff your makeup, and it doesn't make me oily if I set my makeup first with my translucent powder, which I always do with the regular translucent. For the light catcher, if you have Cosmic Rose and you're my skin tone, you can actually use that as a blush topper and it would look super beautiful. But I've seen darker skin tones highlighting with it, and oh my goodness, it's a stunning powder. You can see it right here. So it has sort of like a bronzy rose gold look to it, and on the top of your cheeks, topping off blush, is just flawless. The light catcher will set you back $40. I don't like to say set you back because that sounds like it's not worth it. All of these powders, except for the Translucent Glow, the original, and then the Secret Brightening Powder, which wasn't a favorite up until now. I'm not sure if I changed my mind about that. Those two would be the only powders that I wouldn't recommend. The Translucent Glow for sure I would remove from the recommendations, but when I try today the Secret Brightening, I might change my mind about that. I don't like to say setting back because these powders for me are worth it. They come with a lot of products, and the performance of 90% of the Laura Mercier products that I've tried, it's flawless and sort of a classic. You can have these products for a long time and they will never go out of style. You will be able to use them always. Okay, so now I have here the 2 latest releases, and this one I only have it in 1 shade, but it comes in 3 shades as well. This is the Translucent Loose Setting Powder Ultra Blur, and this is the talc-free version of the translucent powder. You can see that the cap, it's a light nude pink. It's really beautiful, and it's the powder that I use to set my makeup today. To be honest, you guys, I know people are picky and they can see the difference on everything, but unless you don't like talc on your powders, you should be good with the regular translucent. Or maybe if you have a more mature skin. I think in a way the only thing that I find this to have different from that is that it is more lightweight in a way. So I'm gonna read the claims because I haven't read them. This comes in 3 shades, like I said, so same thing as the regular one. 16-hour wear, same thing. Soft matte finish, again, same thing. But this one says that, I don't know if the other one says that, but it says that this is comfortable for dry skin. It is blurring, but I find that my regular translucent, it's actually quite blurring as well. So I would have to compare them side by side. This one has added ingredients like hyaluronic acid. So I bet that this one will be better if you have dry skin or more mature skin. But so far, you guys, I think that this is exactly the same size of powder speckles. I find that it's finely milled like the original. I think that I would use this interchangeably with the original because I don't mind if a product has talc or not, but that would be up to you. This is $44, so this one is actually $4 more, so you would be paying for the hyaluronic acid and also for the talc-free part of it, because when it comes to the powders having a blurred effect on your skin, I find that they both do. And then you guys, this one, I know that it will be a repurchase product from me. It's the one that I'm wearing under my eyes, and since I got it, I've worn it about 5 days under my eyes and I've loved it. I haven't tried the cherry blossom one. Maybe that one is even more awesome than this one, but I don't see how. I would have to compare them eventually when that one is not out of stock every day all day. I hate that, by the way. If a brand comes up with a product, I wish that they would have the stock to support it. I don't like when things are just sparse or like you can't find them anywhere. That just creates like an anguish for the buyer, for the consumer, and then people start buying it like crazy, and not necessarily because the product is great, even though I know that formula is amazing because I love it. I have it on my makeup artistry kit, but I don't like the feeling of things going out of stock all that often because that just makes people purchase out of fear instead of purchasing because the product is actually pretty amazing. So I wish they would keep it in stock. I know the Huda brand, which I love, has the means to keep that product on stock like the rest of the shades. So they should just do that. When they do, I might pick it up and compare it to other pink powders. So this one is the translucent loose setting powder tone up in the shade Rose. And this one has, again, like the light catcher, a metallic cap, but you shouldn't confuse it with the light catcher because this one is actually, or it looks like a matte powder. Let me read the claims of this one. But this is a peachy pink powder. This one you can also find in a mini for $24 and then a $40 for the big version, so the same as the regular translucent. I don't know if this is limited edition, but it doesn't say that anywhere, and I love that. I think this is gonna be a powder that I will keep repurchasing, and for me it would make sense if this works to brighten my under eyes to keep repurchasing this instead of the secret brightening powder. But I will insert a comparison only using the secret brightening and then only using the tone up on the other side so that you guys can see the difference. It says here that it's a 16-hour wear tone up look, brightening setting powder, instant blurring effect, and a soft matte finish. It says here that this is basically the regular translucent, but this is a version for fair to light skin. So the translucent regular is supposed to be for light skin, but this is for fair to light. So I really like that. I'm hoping that they will make this permanent because I know a lot of people are using it only to brighten their under eyes, but I actually saw Abby Glines using it as an all over powder and she's pretty fair. And yeah, this is a soft matte version, so that's why I don't feel like it will make me look oily. This is peachy pink and it has the same benefits and the same things as the regular translucent. That's why I said that I would repurchase. So I could actually have for myself now and forever this one in rose and then the regular translucent because I can't wear honey because I'm not tan, and I can't wear the medium deep unless I'm using it to set in my bronzer. This one I've been using to set my under eyes, but it could be an actual powder to set my entire face, and I will insert a clip of it comparing it to the secret brightening powder, and then I will also insert a clip of me using it as a setting powder all over my face to see if it would be too light for me. Okay, you guys, so that's it for my video. I hope that this wasn't boring. I love powder, and powder makes a huge difference on my makeup. I couldn't wear the cream products that I wear if I wouldn't set them with powder. Some people can get away with that, but I can't. Everything melts off my face if I don't use the right powder. And I have a drawer filled with powder that I want to finish, and I basically only use the ones that I just mentioned, but mostly my Laura Mercier, because it doesn't change the color of my foundation. So now that you saw the entire video, I leave it up to you, but I would repurchase every single one of these powders except for the translucent glow, and then you will see in the clip that I inserted if I would keep purchasing the secret brightening powder. But I don't think so, because I find that the tone up, the rose one, brightens my under eye quite good, and the value it's even better from that one than the secret brightening powder. But I will keep you guys updated on that last thing, because I'm not sure right now. So that's it, you guys. Let's just do the YouTube thing. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Also leave a comment below letting me know your favorite setting powder and what type of skin type do you have. Like I said, I'm combination to oily. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. I have a lot of project planning content, and I love to chat about makeup. So that's it, you guys. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.